Hey guys, what's going on? It's King Clutch here, and today guys, we're back in the NBA 2K20. I hope you guys are all having a great day and everything is going well for you. Today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys how you can create Allen Iverson here in NBA 2K20. I'll show you guys how you can create AI. This is a great overall build. Now, I'm going to be making this a shooting guard since Allen Iverson was a shooting guard, but you can go ahead and make it a point guard. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to go shooting guard because that was his actual position. I'm going to go left-handed, jersey number 3. Again, that stuff doesn't matter. That's more just personal preference to whatever you'd like it as. But we're going to leave it like that. And real quick, before I get into this, I just want to say I'm so excited that NBA basketball is back today. I got the Pelicans and the Lakers winning. Put down in the comments who you guys think are going to win those first 2 games today. But regardless, for these pie chart for this build, I feel like there's a few options. AI could also get some dunks. He could dunk. So realistically, when I think of AI, obviously you think of a playmaker. I'm going to go with... I've seen some people argue for the shooting and the defensive pie chart, but what I'm going to do is go for the defensive and the playmaking pie chart. AI was listed as a 2-way slashing playmaker. This is going to give us that build, as well as this build can actually dunk. This is like the most overpowered pie chart in the game. You're still able to finish, and everyone knows in 2K generally you can still shoot no matter what your shooting stats are. If you guys get a good jump shot that you can time and someone has dimer or like floor general, it's really not too difficult. So we're going to go with the playmaking and the defensive pie chart, guys. And now for the physical profile, AI, he was 6 foot tall, so being 6 foot tall and being able to dunk, he obviously had to have a pretty high vertical. So for this build, I'm going to go vertical and speed. That's going to give us 91 speed and 94 vertical, so we'll still be able to max that stuff out eventually. So I feel like going agility in the vertical pie chart is the better move than just pure speed, but you could definitely go pure speed if you'd like, but I'm going to go speed and vertical. When it comes to this potential, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to max out my close shot, my driving layup, my driving dunk, my standing dunk, and this post hook. I'm going to take up to a 60 there to give me 17 finishing badges. I'm going to max out all of these shooting stats and then take this post fade down to a 70, along with maxing out my pass accuracy, my ball handle. What I'm going to show you guys real quick, I'm not going to touch the post moves, but if you can upgrade your perimeter D, your lateral quickness, you can throw these on your steal. You have these last 36 points, so I would say touch perimeter D, touch lateral quickness. Now what you can do with these last points, 36 points on your post moves to give yourself 21 playmaking badges. That's going to give you 3, but what I would suggest is I'm going to bring this up to give me 19 playmaking badges here at a 48, and then spend these last 34 on my steal to give me 8 defensive badges. That way it's giving me a more well-rounded build instead of like just spending all of these on my post moves and giving the 21st playmaking badges. That's 2 more, but this way I'm getting 5 more defensive badges so I can play defense a little bit more. But you don't have to do that. That's just more opinion based. You could even lower this, maybe you could throw these up here, but to me it's not even worth it. You're just better off getting 19 there, throwing those 5 there, and then getting 17 finishing badges, 10 shooting, 19 playmaking, and 8 defensive badges. This way you can still play defense even though you're going to be a little bit shorter, but this is what I would do for the stats for this build. Now again, the body shape doesn't matter. I'm just going to go build. We're going to have to make the build a little bit smaller considering AI wasn't that big, but again, you could really pick any of these. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go with build, but this doesn't matter. Now obviously AI was 6 foot, so we're going to have to take the height all the way down. Now guys, as you guys can see here, this bumps up our lateral quickness and our steal along with our speed, our excel, and our vertical. Hires up our driving layup, so it does quite a few things good. It lowers our standing dunk obviously a lot. One good thing with this build, if you guys do notice, your driving dunk is going down to an 84. So once you hit 96 overall, 95 overall with this build, you get that +1 and you get your contact dunks. And if somebody has floor general, you'll also be getting those contact dunks. So overall, this build, you'll be able to get contact dunks with a 6 foot build. You'll be able to get the legitimate contact dunks with a build that is 6 feet tall. Now guys, AI was 165 pounds, so we are going to make this build 165. That was his weight, so that's 10 pounds higher than the minimum at 155. So we'll go with the 165 pound weight. And the wingspan, I'm going to minimize the wingspan because we want to improve our shooting stats. And I'm not really too concerned about lowering our shield down to an 85, and 85 is still plenty high enough. And this way, we'll still be able to shoot from mid-range, we'll be able to shoot from 3s as well. We get 4 takeover options. We get playmaking, we get slashing, we get shot creating, and lockdown. And when I think of AI, I think of a playmaker. I'm going to go playmaking take for an AI build, but I could definitely see an argument for really any of these other ones if you wanted to create more of a, a different oriented park build. Those are all good choices. I'm going to go playmaking takeover though, but again, you can pick slashing takeover if you want to be OP, because imagine a 6 foot build with slashing takeover with contact dunks. Like that would just be weird to me, because you'd probably be able to poster some people. As long as you keep your stamina up, you could definitely poster people with that. And then, lock takeover would almost be annoying because it'd be like a Pat Bev type build where you're just literally pestering people the whole time. Shot creating takeover would be sweet too, but I'm going to go playmaking takeover for this AI build. We are going to get a two-way slashing playmaker that's similar to Allen Iverson, Donovan Mitchell, and Drew Holiday, and it does say AI first. So, I mean, some of these, I feel like it's pretty easy to make this player. But now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the badges I would throw on this two-way slashing playmaker, this Allen Iverson build, guys. For these finishing badges, I'm going to put contact finisher on gold. I feel like that's a no-brainer. You're going to want it there. I'm putting fancy footwork on silver because we're going to want to be able to do some hop and Euro steps. Now, I'm also going to add Giant Slayer up to silver because we're short. We're definitely going to want that so we can finish over taller defenders. I'm going to put Relentless on here, Slithery on here, Consistent on here, as well as Acrobat up to silver. Now, we have 2 spots left. So I have all those silver badges. What you could do with these, I would say some good choices. Could be Pro Touch, Cross Key Scorer. But what I'm going to do is just hire Fancy Footwork and Giant Slayer up a little bit higher. You don't have to do those. I feel like those are some other good options that you could do. Cross Key Scorer would work, but a lot of these badges I feel like are good choices. You could just hire the ones that you feel you like. But this is what I would do for these finishing badges for this Allen Iverson build, guys. Now, when it comes to these shooting badges, I'm going to put Quick Draw on silver. Again, that's just my opinion. That's where I like Quick Draw. Go ahead and put Quick Draw wherever you would like it. I'm putting Range Extender on gold. Again, I've said this multiple times. I feel like Range Extender is one of the most important shooting badges. It helps you space out the floor. No matter your shooting stats, it's just a good badge to have. Now, I'm going to put Catch and Shoot and Corner both on bronze just so we can add those and hit from the corner, you know, hit from a catch and shoot situation. We're going to throw those there. Now, we have 3 spots left. I feel like there's 2 choices you can put these between, and I feel like it's difficult shots and Deadeye. Either one would work. I'm just going to put difficult Deadeye on bronze, but again, you could switch those around if you'd like. If you don't want to use those, I would say Hot Zone Hunter would be a good choice, Green Machine, Volume Shooter possibly, or all other good options you could use for these shooting badges. But again, these are just some of my opinions of badges I feel like you could try. Now, when it comes to these playmaking badges, I feel like this is what AI is the most known for, and I feel like most people do agree with me on that. Like, he's most known for his playmaking. But Analyst for Days on Hall of Fame, Quick First Step on Hall of Fame, Space Creator on Hall of Fame. Now we have 7 spots left. I'm going to put Ankle Breaker on Hall of Fame. Now, some people say Ankle Breaker doesn't work, but with Playmaking Takeover, you can actually catch ankles. You can leave this on gold, though, if you'd like, but I'm just going to put it up to Hall of Fame because it's an Allen Iverson build, and everyone knows Allen Iverson dropped so many people, and, you know, his handles are some of the best that we've ever seen. So I'm going to throw those on there. Now, I'm going to put Bailout on bronze just so we're able to get out of, you know, some layup or dunk attempts, especially being shorter. That might be a thing that we want. On this build, if I had more playmaking slots, I would say use Floor General or Dimer, but we really don't have that many. And with this build, I'm going to be more concerned about myself than my teammates. I'd consider this build more of like a self build just because you're 6 foot tall. Now, I'm going to add Unpluckable and Tight Handles both on bronze. You don't have to use those. And Ankle Breaker, realistically, you don't need it as high. Probably put these on Dimer or Floor General if you'd like, but this is what I would do for these playmaking badges, guys. When it comes to these defensive badges, we have 8. I'm going to put Intimidator on silver, Clamps on silver, Interceptor on silver, and then Pick Dodger and Pickpocket both on bronze. Now, I feel like overall those are some good defensive badges, especially having Intimidator on here. You're going to want it, and I know we only have 8 defensive badges. I wish we had more, especially considering these can go up to Hall of Fame. Like, I really wish we could use more, but we can't with this build. We just didn't have as many spots allocated towards defensive badges. But all of these I feel like are good, and these are badges you can make an argument for. Pick Dodger you're definitely going to want, especially being 6 foot. You're going to be getting screened a lot. Pickpocket, so you're able to pick people's, you know, can actually steal. You have a pretty high steal rating, so that should help with this pickpocket. Interceptor, especially, you can pick balls off in the passing lane, and Clamps to play perimeter D, Intimidator to help pretty much in any sort of shot contest scenario. Obviously, being shorter, you're not going to want to use something like Chase Down Artist or Rim Protector just because you're 6 feet tall and you have the minimum wingspan. You shouldn't really realistically be getting a lot of chase down block. But overall, I feel like this is a pretty good build. It's a good balanced build, and especially it's like AI, you know, 6 feet tall, 165 pounds, and it is his same build. He is a two-way slashing playmaker here in NBA 2K20, guys. I feel like this is a really nice build to play with. It's just a shorter version of the most OP build in the game, the two-way slashing play with a little bit different badge layout. I really do like this build. You could definitely go ahead and make this as a point guard as well. Guys, please leave a like on the video if you guys are excited for the NBA season returning tonight. Also, if you guys can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more NBA 2K20 and 2K21 player builds coming here soon. But anyways, guys, Ben King Clutch here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Anyways, have a great rest of your day and peace out, guys. Thanks.